if I'd put money on that bet right now. In fact, Donald Trump and his family have said a lot of nice things about the man who called himself a black Nazi and reportedly praised Hitler.
Thanks as well to, I think, one of the hottest politicians in the United States of America, and who's become a friend of mine, Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. Thank you, Mark. We have to be very, very careful. We have to cherish. We have to cherish Mark. He's a star. You have to cherish him. Amen. It's like a fine wine, because that's what you have. You have a fine wine. He's an outstanding person. I've gotten to know him so well and fairly quickly. I want to thank a very good man, and he's in there fighting. He's fighting, and we know he's a fighter. The next governor of North Carolina, Mark Robinson. Thanks, Mark.
Well, listen, we know them. We know them well. We know Mark very well. Amazing guy. But Mark is a wonderful person, a wonderful guy, a person I've gotten to know very, very well. And I think not only are we going to win the state, I think he's going to win the state.
It now seems as though Donald Trump might be trying to distance himself from the fine wine of a candidate, at least according to the Carolina Journal, citing an anonymous source.
Oh, yeah, friend.
Jeez.
Yes, Melanie. He said that out loud. They don't want to win.
This is more of those great conservative Christian values at work.
Yeah, Melanie. They just cannot help themselves.
Out. You see, the deadline to withdraw from the state's gubernatorial election is 4 hours from now. The state Republican Party really wants its candidate, Mark Robinson, to drop out. Even by the standards of Donald Trump's hand-picked freaks and geeks, Mark Robinson is a uniquely terrible candidate. He's got a open history of rank anti-Semitism, along with a bunch of other bigoted statements. He's made grotesque anti-abortion ads accusing women of not being responsible enough to keep your skirt down. Just 2 weeks ago, he had to deny a report that he was once a 5 nights a week attendee at multiple porn shops where he often brought a pizza into a private booth with him. All that had been a known quantity. It seemed fine with Trump and his party. And yet, this afternoon, we started to hear this chatter that Republicans, including members of the Trump campaign, had suddenly decided it was time for Robinson to go. And then we learned why. Around 3:30 p.m., CNN dropped a report that Robinson made a series of inflammatory comments on a pornography website's message board more than a decade ago, in which he referred to himself as a, quote, black Nazi and expressed support for reinstating slavery. The extensive and thorough report by the excellent reporters at CNN provides overwhelming evidence that Mark Robinson was indeed the one making the comments on the website Nude Africa, including the fact that he signed up for an account using his actual name, Mark Robinson. He used the same username and email address for other accounts on multiple other websites. In the report, Robinson says he wants to own slaves and calls himself a Nazi, wrote that he preferred the former leader of Nazi Germany, Adolf Hitler, over the leadership in Washington during the administration of Barack Obama. I'd take Hitler over any of the expletive that's in Washington right now. Also, Robinson graphically described his own sexual arousal as an adult from the memory of secretly peeping on women in public gym showers as a 14-year-old. Robinson recounted the story as a memory he said he still fantasized about. What's more, Robinson said he enjoyed watching transgender pornography, a review of archived messages found in which he also referred to himself as a, quote, perv. Now, of course, it is our position strongly here on this program. Consenting adults in a free country should be free to produce and consume any kind of pornography should they want to. Transgender pornography obviously included. It does, however, present a stark contrast with what Robinson says now about LGBTQ folks.
There's no reason anybody anywhere in America should be telling any child about transgenderism, homosexuality, any of that filth. And yes, I called it filth.
Does seem to be a bit of a filth expert. In an interview tonight, Robinson denied that any of the messages belonged to him.
This is not us. These are not our words. And this is not anything that is characteristic of me, nor has it ever been.
How do you explain all of the matching details on this profile? The profile on Nude Africa lists your full name as Mark Robinson. The email listed on the account is an email that you have used elsewhere on the internet, including with your photo. You have used that name, Mini Soldier, on multiple social media accounts, including Twitter, Pinterest, Black Planet, and YouTube. How can you deny with all of these matching details that this is you?
Look, I'm not going to get into the minutia of how somebody manufactured these salacious tabloid lies.
We should also note that the report uncovered some very specific language used in the posts at issue. Uncommon phrases such as gag a maggot, dunderhead, I don't give a frog's ass, and I don't give two shakes of it. They were used by the account on Nude Africa and by Mark Robinson on his personal Facebook page. Also, according to the report, Robinson spoke admirably about the KKK, implying he would join if the hate group allowed black members, made disparaging remarks about Martin Luther King Jr., calling him a racial slur and an effing commie bastard. More than a bit ironic, considering what Trump likes to say about his good friend Mark Robinson.
I said to this man, and when he endorsed me, he gave a speech, and I said, you are Dr. Martin Luther King on steroids. That's how good you are. You are unbelievable as a speaker. And he got up, and he's doing fantastically well in North Carolina, and I think he's going to be the next governor of North Carolina, Mark Robinson.
I don't know if I'd put money on that bet right now.
This guy is the gift that keeps on giving. I hope he doesn't drop out. Unfortunately for the country, Mark Robinson seems to be the typical Republican candidate. Anyhow, vote blue and please like, subscribe and comment. And thanks for watching our video.